to the Triple B Podcast. Let's fucking go.
Welcome back to the Triple B Podcast, Bourbon Belts and Blockbusters.
I'm
do
Tim.
this. I'm Ryan.
We didn't really introduce ourselves last time until halfway through,
did
so
not, no.
yeah, I'm Tim.
Ryan, and we're the Triple B Podcast.
Welcome
Let's
to another episode. So let's start this off with the bourbon of the week, shall we?
Absolutely.
Right.
I'm excited. I have no idea what it is.
Yeah.
I'm stoked.
Each week we're gonna surprise each other with a new one. Hopefully, a new one.
Yeah.
So what we got today is
Ooh, I like the look of it already.
Bondstone Distiller Select bourbon whiskey. Apparently, these are up and comers in the bourbon industry, and the guy highly recommended them. Has notes of vanilla
Ooh.
and a fruity aftertaste, but they said be on the lookout for these guys. So let's give it a try.
Let's do it.
First
I'm
time
excited.
try for
Hell
both
yeah.
of us.
I love it. This is the idea. We're doing new stuff. I love it. What a hell of a way for us to explore new bourbons
Absolutely.
and widen our palate vocabulary, if you will.
Agreed.
I love it.
You may notice we got a new setup here.
Yeah. It's
For-
quite beautiful.
We're doing it from my house today, and we got new mics, so hopefully the sound quality sounds a little bit better.
Yeah.
We brought in a belt, because belts.
Absolutely.
We got Blockbusters behind us,
A lot of them.
and
That's
yeah.
nice.
So let's
Little cheersies to episode 2 of the Triple B Podcast. Let's do this.
cheers, man.
I'm excited. Damn, that's good.
That's pretty darn good.
I feel like I can taste the vanilla
Yeah,
really well.
for sure.
And there is that's a very nice aftertaste. It's very nice.
They got
I appreciates that.
yeah, no, super good. So kind of our idea for this section was we were gonna give each bourbon a rating, if you will. So
Yes.
Last week, I think we both agreed
Yeah.
that we're gonna set that as the high bar. So that on a scale of 1 to 10 is a 10.
Yes, the Maker's Mark French Oaked was absolutely phenomenal.
It
It
was.
was great. And
went down too
I think
smooth.
we allowed that to come across very well on the episode too. It was very good. Went down really, really smooth. Had a great aftertaste. I don't know.
How are you feeling on this one?
I like it. I do like it.
I'm gonna give this one. I'm gonna give it a 6. It's smooth, but again, we are living up to that Maker's French Oaked last week, and that's the 10. We can't give everything a 10.
No,
so,
we cannot give everything a
So
10.
this, I would give a solid 6.
I swear Tim and I are not related. And we did not plan this beforehand, but the 6 was literally the number that was in my mind too.
Yeah.
Was a 6. It's really good. I think it is above average. But yeah, it's not the best bourbon I've ever had, but
Yeah.
it is definitely drinkable, and I'm going to enjoy the hell out of it during this episode with you.
Agreed.
Awesome. Dude, I'm stoked.
I'm stoked
I'm
too.
stoked
I'm
to be back.
excited. Memorial Day week. It's been busy for work, for at least for me. I work in the retail industry, and everything ramps up to these holiday weekends. So been a crazy week, but been looking forward to recording this episode.
Me too, as well. Work. I'm a teacher, so this time of the year is usually kind of starts ramping up. This end of the school, and few weeks. Grades, all that stuff starts to come in. Kids are constantly just like, what do I got? What can I do to get my grade up? Show the fuck up to class. That's the number one thing. But No, it's just like this, like trying to help kids out, and I say what I just said, but I am constantly just like trying to help kids out and try to help lower stress for them. So it's usually typically a high stress time of the year. So I've been stoked about doing this again and doing it here and being able to get a new setup. And we, like we said, we got the new mics and everything that we ordered, and they seem great so far, and I love them so far. So.
Hope the sound quality
Yep.
sounds good to you guys.
Hopefully it works. And we appreciate, first off, everyone that listened to last week's episode.
100%, yeah.
We got, quite a few followers on social media and stuff going, and everyone we've talked to has told us that they think we have like a good idea and a good thing going. So we're gonna keep trying to work the best we can to up it and keep raising the bar for it and continue and making hopefully good content for you guys. Speaking of which, format of this, we have kind of hashed out a little bit more. You guys have probably noticed down here we've got a timer going on. Those of you just listening, we have a timer going on that's set for 20 minutes for each segment, so that we don't end up with a hour and 48-minute long podcast like we did last time.
Again, thank you for listening
yes,
all the way through.
Thank you. Last week was the rough draft. It was the very first time we've done it. We were just kind of flying by the seat of our pants. We're a little more prepared this week. So, got the timer down here. It will buzz at the end of the 20 minutes, and that'll be kind of like our obvious like sign, like, hey, wrap up the conversation that we're currently having. Let's move on to the next segment, so that we can kind of help
keep this on time.
Yeah,
and,
keep us on time and
keep
it
you
running
guys interested
smoothly.
in listening.
All right, awesome. So I had an idea that I thought would be really well, and that's why I said I wanted to mention this lovely relic
Yeah.
here, sitting in the middle. Classic WWF Championship here. I thought it would be a really good idea, and this is a little down the line. I don't think it's something that we do this week, but that it would be a pretty good idea and pretty cool to get a custom Triple B tag team championships made.
Oh, that would be sick.
And it like something similar to our logo, the circle part of the logo would be the centerpiece, and then the side plates here would be a glass of whiskey and then a bucket of popcorn for the movies part.
Oh, I like that.
Stuff like that, you know what I mean? I just thought it would be legit. So
that is
because the belt itself is obviously the belts portion, and then you have the whiskey and the
blockbusters.
and the blockbusters on the side, and then if you do at least a play on the Triple B where the nameplate is the kind of blockbuster looking ticket, old school movie ticket thing and all that, and it has a name on it. I think it would be awesome. And it fits perfectly with what we're doing, and I knew you would love the idea, and
I'm very down for
I
it.
thought it would be sick, because
So
then we can always no matter where we're at, we can always have at least one, if not both of them, and just always in the shot. So I wanted to bring that up and have that be a not too future, but somewhat future goal for us to get to. I brought up to Lindsay just earlier today, and she said that maybe that's something that we a goal we set, a kind of reward for if we get to a certain amount of listeners or something like that on the podcast. So that's something to talk about.
I like that.
Maybe talk about those details off camera. We don't need to necessarily hash that out right now, but it was the idea I wanted to bring up.
Our listeners are with us on this journey, so
it's true. That is true.
so we're bringing them right along.
Yep.
And you also were looking at some hats.
Some merch.
So we're getting ahead of ourselves, I'm sure, but
it's exciting. It's new. It's fun. We're stoked to be doing this. And I think if we weren't getting ahead of ourselves, we wouldn't be doing the right thing, honestly.
I think we'd be doing ourselves a disservice.
Service,
I don't know if it comes across to you guys, but we're really excited about this. We did talk about it last week, but been talking about this for a long time, and got it up and running. It was a very rough first episode around the edges, but that's how excited we were.
But to bounce off of that, it was also we with how rough we know the audio was. It was the little lapel mics that we got on Amazon for $22.
Yeah.
we figured it was going to be a little rough, you know, playing it back and listening back. I've listened to it probably like 20 times in the last week and a half, and to just try to get ideas of like what we need to do better, being absolutely green at this. Like we are like the lowest level of amateur podcasters that you could ever have. So we're new at this. Our only experience before doing the last week's was listening to other podcasts. So
100%. Yeah.
But yeah, so I think just there was a piece to it that people still listen to it.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like our friends, our family, the people that we care about, they, even though it didn't sound the best, like Nick told me last night that he's, I'm pretty sure this is like a verbatim quote. He said, even though the Quadio was shit, I still listened to the whole thing and it kept me entertained and engaged. So like that's awesome, matters, right? You know, I think that's a pretty good compliment, because we don't know what we're doing. We're just trying things out, and we're piecing it together, and we're learning on the fly. So we appreciate everybody sticking with us on this.
Yeah. And, gonna throw stuff at the wall and hope that it sticks, right?
Yep, absolutely. And I don't know a better way to do it. That's how kind of how I've lived.
Yeah, no, same here.
That's my life.
Same here.
Yeah, man, just I couldn't be more happy.
Yeah,
couldn't be more happy with what we're doing and where we're going.
Okay. Anything else exciting going on this week or upcoming?
Not really. I'm a few weeks out from anything like cool. Got a handful of concerts coming up over the summer. We're going to Blink-182 together, which will be dope.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. I was just watching their they did an interview like before they put the newest album out, like at Travis's like spiritual music spa, essentially. I don't know if you've seen what I'm talking about, the interview that they did. I don't know who the guy is that they did it with, or I would say his name, but it was just cool, like them just talking about like just all the shit, the beginning, the breakups, the get back togethers, the breakups, the newest get back together, and the fact that like their song One More Time is off the new album is, well, that's the name of the album, right? It's the title track. A lot of people have like interpreted it as, oh, they're just like they're literally just doing this one more time. And it's like
send off.
It's but that's not what it is.
Gotcha.
And like they straight up were like, no, it's actually more of like we're only getting back together one more time because we're not gonna fuck this up again.
Okay.
Type of thing. So it's not a send off. It's not a last hurrah type of thing. It's a like they are so happy to be back together and everything. So that got me all excited for Blink. So I've been listening to Blink a lot and trying to catch up on, just refresh all of the different albums and whatnot. Getting ready for that concert, because that is exciting for me.
That is right around the corner too.
Yeah, it is.
It's going to be a blast.
Yeah, July 14th, I believe it is, at the Gorge of all places too. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful venue to have them play. So I'm excited for that. Yeah.
It's going to be my first time to the Gorge, so...
is it?
Yeah. It's a bucket list of mine to go to there, and Blink-182.
Oh,
what better way to break that in, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If anyone notices, I am trying to stay a little farther away from the mic and not talk quite as loudly, because I know most of the distortion last week was from me. I'm naturally a very loud individual, for those of you that know me. So yeah, I'm trying. I don't want to overpower, and I'm also going to try to not cut Tim off as much as I did last week.
I
talked a lot.
Yeah, that's all right. We
probably have already talked a lot, but I'm a talker. I can't help it. I'm a talker.
Yeah, let's take a sip. Let's calm down over there. Yeah, man.
Yeah, dude. What about you? Anything?
Nothing big coming up. Just taking care of our house.
Yeah, I feel that.
Just
homeowners,
right?
We're homeowners now. Both within the last couple of years. So yeah. Still a lot of new stuff for us. And I
feel like all the extra time goes towards that, or...
Well, yeah, because now it's when something goes wrong, we are the ones that have to fix it, and we're in charge of it. You can't just like, go, hey, landlord,
Yeah, please come on
please
down and
fix this, or get somebody out here to fix it, or whatever. No, we're in charge of all of that. So
yeah.
yeah.
It's, from the yard work just to everything in the house, it takes up a lot of the time, and
It does. It really does.
and it falls behind really quickly if you don't stay up on it. So
Yes, absolutely. I have 3 dogs, man, and
hair
it's
everywhere.
Oh my god, hair everywhere. That is a lot of dog poop to pick up in the backyard. And me and Lindsay have a pretty good split go on with like, I do a lot of the outdoor stuff. We split kitchen stuff most of the time, and then she usually does most of the rest of the inside cleaning. So dog poop is my realm. I live in it. Not well, that sounds weird, but but no, yeah, it's a lot. So I definitely am, with just the way life is, like we talked about last week, just busy, tennis and work and all the baby and everything. Sometimes hard to stay on top of. I try to pick it up at least once a week, which already is not enough with 3 dogs.
No.
It's like, it needs to happen daily, but it's just not realistic. So
Yeah.
but then the backyard grass grows, and then it's like walking through it's like, don't go in the long grass. And it's for different reasons than little raptors though. So
Little landmines out there.
yeah, they'll
Watch
get you.
where you step.
Yes, absolutely.
No, agreed. Yeah, definitely. I got two dogs, and they poop a lot. They poop a lot. So I definitely feel what you're talking about on that. And then just how's the little baby doing?
She's awesome.
We getting
man.
sleep now this week?
We are. Yes.
The last time we talked was a little rough.
Yeah. So we started sleep training.
Okay.
And like, regardless of people's opinions on sleep training, it was kind of a last thing we wanted to do. If you don't know what that is, it's essentially like you put them down wide awake and you let them self-soothe to sleep, which means there's a lot of crying involved, which is hard, very hard for us to just let her cry, but we were like desperate and ran out of options. And so we tried so many different things, and none of it was working. And then what we were doing for like the last little stretch was definitely not working, and we knew it as it was happening, but it was just like, we were desperate. And so we have heard good things from people who have done it, and we just decided to let's give it a try, which is actually why we're here this weekend, because the idea is you want to be consistent. So it's for like 14 to 28 days stretch of like, make sure you're like home for that amount of time to do it every night and be pretty strict about the routine for it.
Yeah.
And dude, we were so skeptical. Lindsay was like physically afraid of like that first night, because with just the way the mom to baby connection is with, breastfeeding, and just like they've lived in them for, 10 months essentially.
Yeah.
It literally, like, when she cries, it physically hurts Lindsay. So, and like, don't get me wrong, I don't like it either. It's not like I'm just like, oh, whatever. Like I hate it as well, but it like is so much, it's like amplified for her. So I'm very proud of her for working through it. But she cried for like 22 minutes, which is a long time, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not that long. And she fell asleep and she slept pretty much all night.
There you go.
And then the next night it was like 17 minutes. And then the night after that was like 8. And then 2 nights ago was literally like the amount of time that it took for me to put her down, us walk out, her start crying, me to feed the dogs. She was asleep.
Wow.
And last night was a little rough. We don't know exactly what happened. It took a little long. It took almost 30 minutes, I think, for her to go to sleep. But then she slept most of the night until early this morning. She woke up hungry. But it's just an adventure, and it's learning curves, and we're first-time parents, and it's awesome, and we love every step of it. We wouldn't change a thing, but some parts are challenging. But we got sleep this week for the first time in like 2 months.
There we
So
go.
like
There we go.
I was at work like feeling good. Like I'm like back to me. I'm energetic. I'm like running around with the kids. I'm playing. I'm involved. I'm joking. Where I felt like I was just a dead ass zombie the last like 2 months. Told my evaluator just the other day that I was like, I have not been a great teacher because I've been exhausted.
Yeah.
And I just like haven't been able to. And like I've had kids come up to me and say like, Smart, you're off. Like something's off with you. And I'm like, that's a shitty feeling to have kids come up and tell me that. I'm like, fuck, man, because like even when the normalities of life, when something's a little off,
Yeah.
you know, shit happens. Like you're not every day is a good day. It can't be.
Yeah.
But it's like I still am usually able to like play it off when I'm at work and just still be me and put up like a, you know, I can still put that on for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm not able to, that's rough.
Yeah.
And the kids know. So yeah, that's where we're at with the on the baby front. She's sleeping again, and we're way happier than we were the last time we filmed this podcast. So we're doing a lot better, man. Doing a lot better.
That's awesome to hear.
Yeah, it's been fucking cheers to that.
Cheers.
Honestly,
To
cheers
getting
to
sleep.
getting sleep. That is you don't realize. It's getting better. It's getting better with each sip. That's probably just the way alcohol's supposed to work. But I forgot what I was gonna say. So whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, I don't got anything exciting like that going on in my life. But getting over a cold. So
there you go.
So you know. So
That's a win
I
in
had that
itself,
going
man.
over, but I feel
Yeah.
a lot better. I was a little worried about it going in today. I was like, I didn't have a voice for the last 3 days. So,
Oh yeah.
but here we are talking on the podcast. So,
Hell yeah, man.
yeah, episode 2, pilot to the pilot, because
Pilot to the pilot.
I feel like we're gonna be sticking to the format a little better this time, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
I hope, yeah.
I hope so. We actually have something that's going to go off here shortly. Now that I'm looking at it, that will help to keep us on.
Yeah, it's gonna catch me off guard. I can already tell.
I
I know that it's getting down on the time.
I turned the volume down so that
Oh.
it didn't. It was loud when we tested it earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I'm excited for this, and this is one of those things now that is. You have those things in life, in different parts of life, where it's like, kind of gives you motivation.
Yeah.
And to, you know, like the kind of the. I don't know, I always revert back to like the growth mindset of just like learning, and like that's totally what we're doing right now. That's it.
And that's the buzzer.
Finish the thought real quick.
Yeah, just finish the thought before we move on.
Just like that growth mindset of just like always kind of wanting to learn and just keep growing, and I feel like that's what we're doing with this. So it's just exciting to be here doing something new and different that we've never done before. We're doing it together, and we're talking about shit that we love. So what's better?
Exactly. I couldn't agree more, because I just have this extra motivation of, hey, what are we going to talk about next time? What how are we going to make it a little better each time, quality wise? So yeah, dude, I'm excited.
Yeah, man. Me
And
too.
with that said, let's get into the belt
Hell
portion.
yeah. We're gonna go right here, boom, and we're on. So I think I'm gonna pull up our little document here, just so we can get them right.
Yeah.
I think this part's important. My thought process. I think we go through the questions that we pose to each other.
Yeah.
And we talk about those points first, and then we'll talk about King Panther.
All right.
Good.
Perfect.
So very first thing. So what we did was we just kind of like wrote out some questions just to like ask each other. And I'm excited for this because my answers to the first two that you wrote are going to be like on the spot, me trying to just like think of the stuff, because I purposefully like wanted that to be like more organic than like have like a scripted answer. So I am excited for that. And then it'll be the same for you, because you didn't even know I wrote a question on there until we were setting up for this. So that'll be great. I think that's perfect. That's the way we've got to do this. So first thing, I'm going to just go with the first one. That's just down the list. You wrote, what got you into wrestling and how long have you been watching? So that's kind of be kind of an answer, like answer both of those kind of in one, because I started watching wrestling when I was a very young, very little kid because my dad actually like watched, not like hardcore watched, but like enjoyed the old like landscape of WWF back in the day. And you know, in like the early to mid 90s type stuff when I was just a, you know, knee high to a grasshopper and growing, and then into the late 90s where then it was like my attention really caught a hold, and it was like I was paying attention. That was when like my dad kind of started to fall out of it because he liked more of the late 80s to early 90s type, just the way it was.
Yeah.
Then, you know, with the Ricky Steamboats, the Macho Mans, the Lugers, the Hogans, the Flairs, like back in all of their primes.
Yeah.
And then it got more into the late 90s when my absolute favorite era of wrestling happened was like when I first started like fully getting into it, which was the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I would say I've been watching since as long as I can literally physically remember, just because my dad would watch it. But I mean, dude, when I was little, and I was, you know, my brothers, I'm the youngest of 3, by a few years, and I used to just get the shit beat out of me, dude. Like it would be like parents left. All right, we're pulling mattresses out into the living room, and Ryan's taking double team moves. All fucking night.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. We have a very similar experience. You were just on the older end of your brothers.
I was the one kicking the crap out of them.
You were giving the double teams, and I was taking the double teams, wrestling wise. And but yeah, dude. So it's just as long as I can remember. Honestly, that's my answer to that question, because I've had my, you know, my ebbs and flows. I've had my peaks and valleys with wrestling, but I've been a lifelong fan all around, and I've never fully gone away from it. There have been times in my life where I've just haven't had the time, like in recent years, stuff like that. But there is, you know, I mean, shit. There was a time when I was growing up where it was a little embarrassing almost to like admit you were a wrestling fan, kind of back in the day. I don't know if you ever had that same experience. You're a few years older than me, so it was a little bit different for you at that point than I guess it was for me at that point too. But yeah, so that's my answer. What about you? What got you into wrestling? How long have you been watching?
Back in 97, was living at my grandma's house, and my uncles and my aunts were just formed around the TV, and I was just kind of mesmerized. It's like X-Pac and Kane and the Phenom, Undertaker, Stone Cold, just getting into the hype of his thing, and I was mesmerized about it all, you know. Like you, the Attitude Era is really when I got into it, and I, you know, I've had a few peaks and valleys in wrestling, but pretty much since that point I've been watching. My first pay-per-view was Over the Edge, which happened to be Owen Hart's when he died, so it was a very memorable pay-per-view to watch. My mom was like, what are we watching? And then I just kind of, you know, would watch every few episodes. I was young and had to go to bed early, and it was on late. And then in 7th grade is really when wrestling kind of took off. I remember sitting in class and wrestling with my hands, basically doing rock bottoms to my hands, and a guy sitting next to me, awesome. Alex, he saw me doing it. He was like, "Do you watch wrestling?" And from there, we became really, really good friends, best friends, and was at his house every week watching wrestling for the pay-per-views, you name it. So yeah, the love for wrestling just grew from there. But yeah, that's about what I got for that.
Dude, that's awesome. just real quick off of that, just the hand wrestling. That brings me back to how many times I went over to your house growing up when you guys lived up by the clinic.
Oh yeah,
right behind Safeway in Cleveland, and because your younger brother Doug was one of my buddies growing up.
Yeah.
And come over, and me and Doug would just like go through all of the wrestlers you had, and we'd be playing with them, and and then I have my own still to this day. I have a tote full of wrestling action figures that are just. It's just memories, man. It's just good stuff. It's great.
Absolutely. All right, what do we got next?
Yeah, next question. Anything happening today that reminds you of what got you into wrestling?
I'll take this one first.
Okay, go for it.
I mean, it's just Triple H taking over, right now. Again, we talked about it last week, but it just got this fresh feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what the Attitude Era was something fresh to it. We're not, half-naked women right now. It's not swearing on TV blood, but it's just got a fresh feel to it.
Yeah.
And every week, it just seems like there's no filler right now. It just seems like we're trying to build to the next story.
Yeah.
And then, just personally wise, this podcast got me really excited to talk about wrestling. So I'm eager to just watch and recap each week with you. So
yeah, absolutely. It's funny that you said that. Again, we're not related. We don't share a brain. But I was gonna say a very similar thing. It was kind of a two-part answer for me. Which kind of hits two different generation times, two different eras of wrestling, which is kind of cool. But I feel like Triple H taking over and having it be a new era with that is very similar feel to it as the Attitude Era. I was going to say the exact same thing. Which again, like I just said in the last question, that's like the time where I was old enough to actually start to know what's going on and follow the storylines and remember it. And so that era was the intro to wrestling truly for me.
Yeah.
And now it's like a rebirth, it's like being born again into it, right? It's feels like you said fresh. It feels new. It's inviting. It's not stale. It feels good. And then to add on to that, another part of it that I think is kind of hits to the era where my dad really enjoyed it, where it was Hulkamania was running wild on you, and he was the true baby face of all baby faces. I mean, if Cody Rhodes isn't today's version of that,
absolutely personifies that
so well too.
Yeah.
And I feel that, and I think it's a testament to Cody Rhodes and the shit he's been through in his career, and branching out, and then being a mid to low card player for so long that he did outside of why am I space Legacy.
Yeah.
And because realistically, other than that, there wasn't a lot going on for him in his original run with WWE.
No.
It was most memorable parts were probably Stardust, but for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
And he would I would be willing to bet he would agree.
Yeah.
Because that was not a favorite character of his by any means. And for him to then branch out, go to AEW, build that, and then come back and get to where he's at now as arguably the most recognizable current wrestler
100%,
alive.
Yeah.
I mean that was the epitome of the Hulkamania, right?
Yeah.
We're living in Cody Mania right now.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty cool. So it's that's kind of what's going on currently that brings it back to that is the new era feeling more like the Attitude Era than any of the other, Ruthless Aggression or the PG or any of that we've had over the last 20 years. But then also just the face of the company now.
Mm-hmm.
Very well matches up to and kind of mirror images a lot of qualities that the you could argue the original babyface
Yeah.
and Hulk Hogan was. So
And how crazy is it? I mean, I think we went through a long time frame where the crowd was totally against a big baby face. Look at
yeah,
Cena.
absolutely.
He was getting booed out of everywhere.
Yeah,
People were tired of seeing the good guy win.
absolutely.
But now it's turned a corner. Cody Rhodes is the ultimate good guy,
Yeah.
and they're excited to see him win.
Well,
so
and I think exactly, and I think it's like there's a total truth to what you just said in the like being kind of over the babyface winning, but it's also like you can only go so long of having a villain win via interference
yeah,
for 1,300 and whatever how many fucking days it was. Because I mean, realistically, and you and me have gone back and forth on this. Like I was just like, I'm over the Roman Reigns, the tribal chief. I was kind of over all of that, but it was compelling and it was good storytelling and it was great in all of that regard. But it was also like at some point, like the motherfucker never clean. I don't know, he ever cleanly won a title defense in the entirety. So it's like, but that kind of goes to your point of like, as a fan base, you can only take so much of that before it gets a little stale.
absolutely.
Where there's so many more situations you can set up for a baby face to have to overcome the odds.
Yeah,
Right? Like there's
Yeah.
so many more situations you can set that up in to keep it fresh and keep it alive. That it's like at some point you got to come back to like the baby face being like running the joint, and that's where we're at right now. I think that's awesome.
yeah, absolutely.
Just try to stick on time here. Next question. This is the last of our questions that we pose to each other. This one was mine, and I there's a reason I wrote this. But it said, who do you think is the greatest storyteller in WWE history? And what I mean by that is like their ability to, no matter where they're at, what they're doing in any moment, it is building. Like literally every time they're on camera, it's building, and it's building towards something, and we don't necessarily need to know what it is yet, but like it is building towards something, and you can tell. And I have my answer, but I wanted to pose that question to you and see if
You drive a hard question here. There are so many storytellers, but greatest, and I don't get a lot of time to think on this. So we're just gonna go off the top of my head. I gotta say Shawn Michaels.
Okay.
Shawn Michaels,
That's good.
he in the ring was telling a story.
Absolutely.
Outside the ring, he was telling a story. He just always seemed to be in that capacity of telling a story. I mean, just everything from Ric Flair's Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania and Flair's final match in WWE.
Yeah.
God, what a storytelling!
I
The
love
two
you,
matches.
I'm sorry.
Two matches
Season.
against Undertaker were just off the
Two
chain.
of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time.
And just the story going into
Amazing.
that, the DX,
His
He loses his
entrance,
smile.
his entrance in was it? I think it was the second one where he was in the all white. Was that the second or first one?
second
That
one.
was the second one, yeah.
Yeah.
Where he was in the all white and he was like dressed as like the opposite
Yeah.
of like that in and of itself is such good. Just
Yeah.
like,
And then, I mean,
so good.
you could tell how the guy was feeling in the ring. Hulk Hogan versus Shawn Michaels at SummerSlam, he was he was not happy to be in that match. So
Yeah.
he's telling another story
Yeah.
that, so that would be my guy. Just thinking, I'm sure there's other better ones, but that's the one that came to mind. So what about yourself?
Paul Heyman.
Ooh.
So
I mean, can I change my answer?
and it's funny too because I was watching just recently and then I posed this question myself and it was like so many in-ring performers came to mind, but it was like I literally don't know if anyone compares because it's every little muscle twitch in that man's face is telling you something. Every single thing he does it has purpose behind it. It is very thought out. It is very methodical, and it's amazing. Just the ability to carry on the whole Bloodline story currently right now is almost entirely on Paul Heyman's shoulders.
100%. Yes.
And you know, behind the scenes too, it's like Solo is Solo because of Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
And like Paul Heyman's ability to sell everything, and it's just, and he's always done that though. Like always, from Evolution to his fucking shoot on Vince in the ring, right? Where he was straight up told, did I say Evolution? I meant did I say Evolution?
You did say Evolution.
I meant ECW. I meant to say Invasion.
Yeah.
When ECW and WCW invaded. My bad. Anyways, but during that, when he did the shoot on Vince in the ring, and like so many things have been said about that, but it was literally like, no, go out and do it, like go out and say this, and it was just like off the top, and he just ripped him, and like his ability to sell and just feed his fucking Hall of Fame speech, dude.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? It was the my opinion, the greatest. It was the greatest Hall of Fame speech for wrestling that I've
I was
seen
gonna
before.
say
It was amazing. It was fantastic.
Yeah, up there.
So yeah, that was my thought on that. I love Paul Heyman, dude, and I always have, and he's just no matter who he's with, no matter what the storyline is, no matter what the era is, no matter what the decade is, Paul Heyman is Paul fucking Heyman,
Yeah.
and he is the guy. And it's like if you are under his wing, and if he is your manager, you are doing something right in this company.
Yeah.
Or in this, just in the landscape of
You
wrestling
can just
today.
feel that guy's emotion. Like I don't know. You just
It's
wrestling doesn't emote a lot of emotions, but when he's on the screen and he gets passionate, you're just like, you are suckered right into that screen. So that's a really good answer. So
you were not expecting that.
I was not. So
you
bravo.
were not at all.
As we close out this segment,
King of the Ring.
we're just going to talk about, kind of recap what's happening.
King and Queen of the Ring. My
King
apologies.
and Queen of the Ring.
Fully used to that.
The last 2 weeks of Raw SmackDown has been leading into today's PLE, King and Queen of the Ring.
Yeah.
So, full disclosure, there is spoilers here.
Yes.
But by the time this airs next Sunday, you should have already watched it. So, shame on you
Yes.
if this is a spoiler.
Absolutely.
But going into it, we had our title matches. So, we had Liv Morgan. Crown new
Liv Morgan.
champion.
And that was...
I think that was the shock of the night.
Yeah, I did not expect that
I did
at all.
not see that coming.
Watched it, I was like, all right, I saw her hit, God damn it, what's the name of her, the finisher that she hit? God damn it.
I hate her
Anyways,
finisher, but
yeah, the face buster off the rope.
yeah.
I saw her hit that, and I was like, all right, whatever, Becky's gonna kick out, and no, she fucking didn't. She straight up pinned 1, 2, 3. I mean, as clean of a pin as you can have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe not the circumstances that led up to it, but still, it was. We'll finish.
Yeah, we'll finish.
It was still like, that was shocking. But also exciting at the same time, and I think that's cool. I think that's a good thing that's going on with the Triple H era. Is like you literally, and after watching that, I'm gonna kind of lead into the next championship match right now.
Yeah.
Watching that literally made me be like, as much as I feel like I know Cody Rhodes is gonna win this match, I don't know that I believe that fully. Like, I feel like at any point, like, why not shock the world in Saudi Arabia and have both titles that are on the line switch hands?
Yeah.
Like, why not? But
yeah. Going on to the next title match, don't get ahead of yourself. We had the Intercontinental title match.
I was talking the main titles. I was talking the main titles.
The grand scheme of things. We had a triple threat match with Sami Zayn, Bronson Reed and Chad Gable. So definitely a big storyline between Chad Gable
Absolutely.
and Sami Zayn. But Bronson Reed being a monster and super athletic, dude.
Super insane.
Holy crap. The match was probably the match of the night for me.
Okay.
Just, the only thing I didn't need in the match was the Otis and Chad Gable drama. But I get it. I get where it's going.
It's a part of the continuing and ongoing
Yes.
story and friction like between that stable.
Yeah.
So like I get it as well.
But just to the match itself, it didn't need it, but it was a great match. Sami Zayn was on fire. The crowd
He's
is
so
fully
good.
behind him.
He's so good. He is goddamn. If he's not one of the most over performers currently that hasn't gotten like a true legit push.
Agreed.
Him and LA Knight.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that would probably be the two.
Yeah, so just seeing him win in Jeddah was super exciting. We go into the Queen of the Ring. We had Nia Jax versus Lyra Valkyria. And I was shocked to see Lyra in that match. But
that was cool in
it was cool in itself. But damn, Nia Jax is on another level. I was not a big fan of hers. But this second coming is proven pretty good. I don't know if you got a look on your face where you might not be agreeing with me, but
she hasn't injured anybody in a while. I'll give her that.
I'm excited for where it's going.
I think it's hard for me.
Yeah.
Because she is still not. She hasn't injured anybody, like I said recently. But since she came back, I don't think.
No.
And that was definitely a trend.
Yes.
Long running. I just still don't think her in-ring work is that good.
Gotcha.
But
she doesn't need to be. She's a monster. She's the giant.
I disagree with that, man. Look at Kane, look at Taker, Big Show, fucking Braun Strowman, like they're all like good workers too.
Yeah.
Like they could all move and fucking even Andre back in the day, dude, was he was a good, like a decent good worker. I get it.
Yeah.
I do. I understand it because since China,
Yeah.
they haven't had that in the women's division truly. Like there was a couple.
I guess Rhea Ripley could kind of fill that role.
Yes, but I wouldn't consider her like Rhea's not entering like the men's Royal Rumble.
True.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's the type of like that China did that. Like
Yeah.
they could play that card with Nia if they
absolutely.
truly wanted to.
Yeah.
For the love of fucking God, don't. But they could. They could. But yeah. So I hope it continues on a good upward trend. I'm not fully bought on it yet.
Gotcha.
So that's I'll end that portion on that because we gotta move on.
Going to the men's side of the tournament, we got Gunther versus Randy Orton. Gunther coming out on top and becoming the king of the ring, and I gotta say I'm all aboard the Gunther train. He is the ultimate bad guy. He's good in the ring. He's great storyteller.
Yes, absolutely.
And just excited to see where his trajectory goes because he's exciting. He's someone I've been excited since NXT UK to NXT to now, and but it could have gone either way. I fully could have seen Randy Orton winning it and furthering a Cody Rhodes Randy Orton title match down the road. But yeah, no, Gunther I think was the right call. What about you? What do you think on that?
I like it. I liked it either way. I personally, I'm just a Randy Orton fan.
Yeah.
Like lifelong. I fucking love Randy Orton. I think he is one of the best of all time.
Absolutely.
Like he has to be up there on that list. Just his ability. He is. I mean, go back to the storyteller question. Right? He is a storyteller, and I'm always rooting for him to get up there with the numbers of title
Yeah,
holding, right?
he's right there.
He's right there, and if there's anyone that's going to break that, it needs to be him.
Yeah.
Because I think he's the closest that's in WWE right now to be able to even
he's
do
got
so.
14, I believe.
Yeah, so he's like 2 away.
2 away to tying.
2 away to tying, yeah. And so, I mean, and we don't know how much longer we have of Orton. I know he has given interviews recently that have been, he's like, I'm going to wrestle, like, if I can still wrestle in my 50s, I'm going to do it type of thing, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But he said he feels he has like a refresh and like a recoming of himself because of the fusion that he had done. But Gunther's fucking amazing. I feel like Gunther is the closest thing of a current wrestler in today, like not just WWE, but just in general today, that like brings you back to like the in-ring style and mechanics of like the 80s.
Yeah.
Right? Like he is like fucking William Regal, George Animal Steel, like all of those types of guys that are, it's just like he is very impressive in the ring. He's very commanding of respect and just like such a ring presence, and so I'm excited for that. I feel like story-wise, leading out of King of the Ring with the championship match with the respective brand, I feel like there's more potential pull and fan draw for the Orton Rhodes type of thing than Gunther versus Damian Priest. Now,
I see what you're saying, but if you watch SmackDown, we got an AJ Styles begging for a title shot, which I feel like it's gonna be a triple threat going into SummerSlam. AJ versus Randy versus Cody. I think the one-on-one would pay out more versus Randy and Cody Rhodes because they had the legacy group together.
Yeah, there's history there. There's
history.
There's unfinished storytelling, that you could say.
But I also can see AJ and Randy are on borrowed time storyline right now going, we need to get a title. And I could see it playing out like that at SummerSlam. So yeah, you touched on it. And I think Triple H or the WWE powers were listening to our podcast because I said I was hoping that this tournament would lead into a title shot.
And they announced it just the other day. Yeah, I almost screenshotted that the Twitter post I saw of Triple H announcing that and sent it to you, and I was like, I'm gonna wait till the day to talk about it.
So super excited that it's being used somewhere. Gonna backtrack just 1 second. I know we're running a little long in this segment, but there was a tag team title shot, the women's tag team title shot. On the pre-show, we had Bianca Belair and... oh,
goddamn. What the hell is her name? She came over from AEW.
Why?
Oh, my God.
Jade
Cargill. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
we're gonna need a refill going into segment 3.
Yeah, we do. Going against Indy Hartwell and the Pixie. Why am I drawing names?
I have no idea on this one. You're on your own. I'm sorry.
Oh,
this is still part of my lapse of not fully keeping up to date with everything. Indy Hartwell and
her partner. I apologize in advance, but Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill came out on top. Didn't see it going any other way. Match came out of the blue yesterday, so wasn't too hyped into it. Which leads us into the last match, the main event: Cody Rhodes versus Logan Paul, which was a hell of a match.
Logan, fucking good. Logan, he is so goddamn good.
He is so good in the ring.
He is one of. We'll say, I'm gonna say it, but this time I'm gonna leave names out. But you know who you are. I get it though. Like I get the just like the hate kind of animosity towards a character like Logan Paul, the fucking podcaster. social media influencer type person coming on, and like all of a sudden he's like in the main event match, title picture. But like nobody can argue that he is one of the best performers in the company, potentially business right now. He's so goddamn athletic. It's not just a celebrity wrestling like we've had in the past. Like I'm gonna give credit and props to Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
But that's still what Bad Bunny is.
Yeah.
Right? Like Logan is a fucking wrestler now. There's
Yeah.
no other way around it. There's no other way to look at it. He is straight up a wrestler. And that's that conversation we were having the other day where it was like, Logan Paul, really? It was like one of the best performers in the fucking business, really? Yeah, it makes sense because like him versus Cody, fucking not to throw back old potential names of this podcast, banger of a match.
It was
Straight up banger of a match.
Banger.
It was so fucking good. I was watching it goddamn Taco Time in North Bend on my phone. It was so fucking good. And he's just like the camera view, the fucking 360 camera view spinning around when he's standing on top of the turnbuckle before he hits the fucking frog splash onto the announce table was so awesome. He is so good. I think they played it right where like they hyped Logan up 100%.
Yeah.
I don't think Logan lost any sort of credibility as a US champion.
No.
And repping the US championship very well throughout it all. And then still like they made him look tough and strong against the champion.
Yeah.
But then still had Cody come out with a dominating win with the triple finisher there, you know, hitting it 3 fucking times.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what he did. That's what he did to Roman to get the belt, right? Like that is a credit to the respect that Logan has earned and deserves in the company. I think so.
Absolutely. Well, I am excited to see where the direction from this is going.
Me too.
King and Queen of the Ring definitely lived up to the hype that I was feeling from the build up to it, and excited to see where it goes next.
I'm just excited for all of this because it's like the new era of wrestling. We got this podcast going on. It's getting me back in. I know I'm still off on some things. I don't catch everything, but I'm getting more and more back into it. And I'm like grading shit at work on my prep period while I got like the recap or the Hulu version. Excuse me, the Hulu version of the episodes. Or like cut them down to like 90 minutes and cut out all the commercial breaks. It's really nice when you like watch it the next day. So like that's helpful for me. Because like I said last week, I just can't catch it live. But I think that's a good spot to move on
to our
blockbuster segment.
Sorry that went way longer, but
it did. But you know that's how it's gonna be sometimes. And we're gonna. Oh god, I just hit a button. What did I do? Okay, there we go. I think no better way to start the segment than with a little refresher.
Yeah, let's top it off.
Refresher on the old drink here. It's looking pretty see-through. I think that Ice Cube did it.
I think we're drinking mostly water now, right?
Yeah, it's hydration. It's key. Hydration is key. It's all about balance. That's how we live our lives. Is balanced. We put a big ice cube in our alcohol. We let the ice cube melt while we drink the original alcohol.
Yeah.
Then we drink some water from the. From the ice cube that is melted. Cheers to our final
that.
Segment.
Get the timer going.
Yeah, cheers. I can set it down. Here we go.
All right.
I don't even need to bring that up. I know what we're talking about. I'm the one that wrote this segment.
Yes, you did.
Essentially. So, the Pooniverse.
The Pooniverse.
For those of you that don't know, which is probably most of, if not all of you, because this is such a fucking wild and just insanely crazy thought to have, and
yes.
I don't know if I could be more excited for it. I'm stoked. I think it has such a fucking awesome theme to it. But the Pooniverse, we actually have the very first thing that brought this up. I'm gonna just set this up right here for the camera, not to block out the beautiful belt, but we are in the blockbuster segment now. That is Pooh, Blood and Honey, and it is a horror movie take on a childhood classic.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing I wanted to talk about here, we referenced it when we were setting up for this today, is they're planning like a fucking Avengers Endgame type fucking multiverse
Yeah.
cinematic universe with this, and it's literally called the Twisted Childhood universe. Like that's actually what it is. And so like they have Pooh, Blood and Honey. They already have a part 2
Yeah.
out, and they're making a called Pinocchio Unstrung. There's going to be one about Bambi. There's going to be one about Peter Pan, and it's turning all these childhood classics into fucking horror movies.
Yeah.
Which is such a mind-blowingly great idea. Shit that I am so on board with. I'm so stoked because the horror movie genre, for so long, I feel like, has been either recycling
Yeah.
of stories, which I don't hate.
Yeah.
You know, some of it is very good. Or like possession. Like demon type stuff. And a lot of it has. There have been like indie stuff and whatnot that has come back to like the slasher type situation.
Yeah.
Which personally is my favorite.
Yeah.
I love like the slashers, like the Freddys and the Jasons, the Michaels and the Leatherfaces. Those are all like my favorite. Ghostface,
Yeah.
absolutely. Scream, fuck. Those are some of my absolute favorites. Chucky.
Yeah.
But I am so excited for this to have something new, and I have full disclosure, I have not watched this
Yeah.
at all.
I
did.
I did
Just
it for
recently.
homework.
Yeah,
Yes.
you did it as homework for
I did
today
it homework.
because you didn't even like you bought it. You said a while ago, but you didn't
Yeah.
realize what this was when I put it on our document.
Yeah.
That this was a part of it, and then that you had it, and then you
Yeah.
were like, "Well, I have to fucking watch it." And I'm going to be taking this. I'm going to be watching it very soon because I just have to. And you said, correct me if I'm wrong, but you said that it was the first one was kind of corny, cheesy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of a lower grade. Like you could tell that it was more like kind of like almost a mocking of sorts.
Yeah.
To a point.
Full. And to his point, I watched it recently, and it was as cheesy as can be. The acting was a lack thereof, but also was just like kind of what the Friday the 13th movies were. It was those had
Originally,
like
yeah.
cheesiness to
Oh
it.
my god, yeah.
To a degree. And,
It's like a callback to some like OG, like back in like the 70s,
yeah.
80s horror slashers.
And so watching it, if I watched this when I first purchased it, probably wouldn't have liked it as much, but knowing that it's going to be part of a bigger universe now, and hearing, that actually the second movie did, have a better following with it, had more money going into it, and it did a little better. I'm really excited to see where this goes, especially to your point, leading into like this Avengers like.
Dude, and like full blown, it's like there's going to be a movie that comes out in
2025 is what I read.
2025. Okay, I couldn't remember if it was 25 or 26, but within the next year or two, that is literally titled the Poonaverse.
Yeah.
But it's like Poonaverse. I have it. Hold on, let me see real quick. I can't remember off the top of my head what it is. It's Poonaverse Monsters Assembled is the title of it. And I'm like, it's literally like they're building to like the 2012 original Avengers with this fucking absolute original thought concepts.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love everything about it. So I'm so excited to start watching this, to watch the second one when the Pinocchio one comes out. Watch that when Bambi and Peter Pan and whatever the fuck else they do comes out. I'm all here for it. I am in, man. I am so legitly in. I could not be any more excited about it.
No,
I love horror movie shit, and now that you're mixing childhood, one of my most like wanted things to do is every Halloween I want to create like a nativity scene.
Oh yeah.
I haven't done it yet. I've talked to you about this.
Yeah, you talked to me about
I want
that.
to get horror movie action figures and recreate like the Christmas nativity scene, the baby Jesus, scene with horror movie characters. I just haven't done it yet. I've been talking about it for fucking 10 years, and I just haven't done it yet.
You gotta make it happen like
I
this
know.
podcast.
I know.
too.
I need to make it happen. This year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it this year.
Yeah.
But that's the type of shit that I'm like, I want to take like family-friendly stuff and turn it into horror movie shit because I think it's such a good idea. This is so cool that it's happening.
Did you read about what the final movie, the Pooniverse movies? It's basically having the survivors come together of each movie to go against all these childhood horror freaks now.
I love it. I'm here for it.
Such a great idea.
It's so good, and I hope they continue it. I hope they do it right and like do it justice. Because like you said, like the first one and everything I've kind of seen, I've seen clips of it, and I've read about it before. Like all of this came up, and that's why I probably never watched it. Was because like I was like, this looks corny as hell and kind of cheesy. I'm like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
And now I'm like fully on board. So I'm so stoked.
Just know it's going into a bigger picture. So enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah. Yep, definitely. Go watch it and then comment on our posts on Instagram or on the YouTube video. On Spot, I'm backtracking real far, real quick. We have a Spotify. We have a YouTube account. We have an Instagram. There might be some more coming. We'll talk, and we'll let you guys know next episode. But like we're trying to do this thing for real. So give us some likes, give us some follows, share it for us, get it out there, and give us some comments on things that you might want us to talk about.
Absolutely,
in certain areas, and yeah. Anyways, that I kind of backtracked back to Blockbusters.
Back to Blockbusters.
Good on Blood and Honey. Good on the Pooniverse right now.
Good on the Pooniverse. I'm excited for
so
that.
Next thing.
A few moments later.
The next thing we want to talk about is what I have dubbed Arocalypse fan art. I was scrolling through Instagram the other day, and I've read things like it is a fan art image. It is rumors, but I have read that The Rock has been in discussion with Kevin Feige for the MCU.
Okay.
So that I have actually read in multiple different sources. Now, the MCU, Marvel, they're great at, zigging when we're zagging and zagging when we're zigging, and keeping shit under wraps. So, but again, I have read that they have been in talks, and then this fan image was like, at first it was like, holy shit, that would be so dope.
Yeah.
Like that would be so dope. And what it is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, none other. What better way to bridge our two segments?
Yeah, no kidding.
As Apocalypse, the big baddie of the X-Men.
Yep.
And one of the biggest baddies of the X-Men. And the fan art that I saw was, and I sent it to you. It was fucking dope.
It was really good.
It was good. It was super good. It
well
also, I'm gonna bring it up. I have to. I really have to. It also, and we might, I don't know if we're able to. I might try to throw like the image of it onto the post when we post on Instagram. I don't see why not. Why I couldn't? It's public, right?
Yeah.
It's out there. So those of you that see it, you will know what I'm talking about. It looks so good. It looks great. Bye. It also has a odd resemblance to one of the most hated comic book villain movie versions of all fucking time in Arnold Schwarzenegger's Mr. Freeze.
It did.
It looks eerily similar, but in a way that I'm okay with.
Yeah.
Like, because it also looked exactly like, it looked like Apocalypse at the same time. Yeah. So it was just, I just happened to say that, and we're just like, oh shit. So I think it's one of those things where it's like, once you see it, you can't unsee it. So sorry in advance. But if it were to happen, and obviously it was fan art, so like if The Rock, if his conversations with Marvel is for that spot, which I think would be great, I think it would be a really good way for The Rock to get back into comic book stuff.
Yeah.
With the unfortunate failure of Black Adam, because I didn't hate that.
I enjoyed
I
that
thought it was
movie.
good. It was just a shitty timing of just a change in DC. But I think I would be very excited for that. And again, it was a fan image, so that was all that was. You take that with a grain of salt. But it got me excited. It got us talking about it. I think it did its job, right?
Yeah.
Like I saw it, I sent it to you, and I were talking about it on the podcast. Now people are gonna hear it.
Yeah.
So I'm excited if they do that. I'm excited to see what happens in the future. And I mean, we talked so much about it last week. Just the world of Marvel right now, I think, is arguably the most exciting it's ever been, because we know what the potential is because of what we've had, where back then we didn't. We had no idea what it was leading to. And so like it was an unknown that was kind of cloudy, and now it's like an unknown of what's going to happen next, leading to the next big thing. And I think that's a little bit more clear, and I think that's pretty exciting.
And with worlds colliding in the multiverse, we could see anything. So
yes, absolutely.
This Rock can be one version of Apocalypse.
Yeah,
and
Apocalypse.
And the
I'm
coining that term right now.
Yes, coining that. Get it trending. Get it trending on X.
Speaking of,
we don't have an X yet. I don't know if we will. We'll see. But Apocalypse.
Yeah,
I love it.
Going down the rumor mill, you pointed out that
Yes.
Johnny Depp is in the talks of coming back to the Pirates of the Caribbean world.
Have you read anything about that?
I have not.
Okay, so let me kind of just clarify what I have read. Was that Jerry Bruckheimer, who is the producer of all of the Pirates movies, has outwardly said in interviews that he would absolutely love to work with Johnny Depp again. He's a great actor. He said he's a great friend. And that with all of the shit that we don't even need to fucking get into with the Johnny Depp and his ex, he originally in the trial said that like he wouldn't return if Disney offered him $300 million and some number of alpacas.
Yeah.
Right. If you guys don't know, Johnny Depp, he is a very unique individual.
Very unique.
Fucking one of the most talented actors of all time, in my opinion. But he has since kind of changed his mindset, it seems like, that he has been more outwardly kind of open to the idea of coming back. Like they've kind of mended fences, if you will, in certain areas, not necessarily enough to be like, oh yeah, he's coming back, it's happening. But to the point where Jerry Bruckheimer, the producer of the Pirates movies, who is producing what I've heard is Pirate 6 and also a spin-off. But I've also read that those are two potentially the same movie. I don't know if it's like a reboot that they're planning with the sixth one, is like rebooting the franchise, and there's also going to be a spin-off with Margot Robbie, or if Margot Robbie's version is the reboot, or if Margot Robbie's actually even fucking in one. I've read a lot of stuff on it, and I mean, it's everything I'm reading is off the internet.
Yeah.
So it's all, kind of rumors and take it with a grain of salt type of idea, just as anything on the internet is. But that's where also we get, like, pretty much everybody gets all their information from. So, what else are you gonna do? I'm not friends with Jerry Bruckheimer, so no. I can't like, I don't have the inside scoop. I'm just giving you guys the information that I know. But he has gone on record saying that he would love to, so
I'm here for
it.
That.
It has sounded positive. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
That everything I've read, without like fully remembering every detail of each article I've read, is that things have sounded way more positive now, being 2 years removed from the trial and all the shit that happened, with him coming back. And I want to 100% go on record and say that I am a Johnny Depp fan. I have always loved Johnny Depp, and almost literally everything he's done that I have ever seen, he has been phenomenal. And I watched almost the entirety of the live stream trial.
Yeah.
And I never once lost any sort of fandom toward him. So
Agreed.
I'm very much hoping that he were to return to that role because as is with millions of other fans around the world, the role of Captain Jack Sparrow has meant a lot to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And that's like a big portion of like my younger years in childhood growing up was the fucking Pirates of the Caribbean, man. It was dope.
Yeah.
And there is no one, like, I don't know that you could truly even want to have a Pirates movie without him.
True. And if,
or at least a cameo in a sense, or some sort of callback to him or something. At least, like, you can't just reboot it and erase it. That's the thing where I think I have the hardest time with them trying to do anything without him being on somewhat good terms with Disney and everything, is because, like, he is that franchise.
Yeah.
He is the only reason that franchise worked.
Mhm.
Disney did nothing other than have a theme park attraction that was titled that before those movies came out. Johnny Depp is the face of that franchise, so it's hard to, I don't know, it's hard for me to picture anything on that front without, like, the one or two movies that we didn't have Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley as their characters.
Yeah.
We were able to get through that just fine because we still had Johnny Depp as Captain Jack Sparrow because he is the heart and soul of that franchise. So,
Exactly. And if to your point, if it is leading to a reboot, if there is two movies, give them a proper send off, lead into the next movie, so that we can be happy and with that direction.
Exactly. We can. You're gonna get fans backing it more.
Yes.
If that's the way it goes about.
If you have a movie just without him,
you're gonna have it's gonna bomb.
It's gonna bomb.
Like, I would be willing to guarantee you that it is going to bomb. You're going to make less on it than what you put into it because it's Disney and all they do is big budget shit now.
Yeah.
But you're going to like, I'm spacing on the word I want to use, but you're just gonna polarize your fan base.
Yeah,
essentially,
for sure.
is what I'm saying, and it's gonna get people to, like, you're gonna have a group that's like anti Johnny Depp that are gonna go see it, but I guarantee you it's a much larger group the other way that is going to cause you to lose money on it if you don't give it its proper send off.
100%.
Because, like, there's a part of me too that's like, I'm a fan of the characters.
Yeah.
And this goes back to what I was saying with all the Marvel shit last week. I'm a fan of the characters. The human side of shit aside, I feel like, yes, certain things and stuff is it's hard to look past certain things.
Yeah.
But we also only know about certain things because of social media now.
Yeah.
And we're like, shit wasn't happening. And to a point, it's like, it's good that a lot of shit's getting called out and that, but it's also like gone way too fucking far and in the other direction, in my opinion. And so it's like, at some point we got to get back to just like off topic, but completely on topic at the same time. Michael Jackson's music's still fucking iconic.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we have a lot of examples in that vein.
Yeah.
I think that it's like, the characters are the characters, the people are the people.
Yeah.
People make mistakes. Let the characters in the cinema, in the music, in the wrestling, in the whatever the fuck, live on.
Yeah.
Don't ruin that for all of the fans. Type of thing. And I know that's probably not a very, probably a hot button topic, and people might not agree with me on that, but that's my thoughts and my opinions, and I am allowed to have them. So we have one more section, one more thing to talk about, if you yomps too. I know we're out of time, but you're listening, so the last thing, and this one probably won't take very long anyways, but it was just a thing I wanted to throw out and have on our radar, because I know we've both talked about this franchise before, but the 28 Days Later franchise,
Oh yes.
which has currently 2 movies, The 28 Days Later, with starring Cillian Murphy in like one of his first big roles that kind of like got him stardom, really. And then 28 weeks later,
Yeah.
which, if you remember, starred Jeremy Renner at a very early point in his career also.
Yeah.
They have announced multiple things, a lot of stuff actually, with the third movie in that franchise as 28 years later.
Yeah.
And it has been the producer or the director, I can't remember, has gone on to say that it is not like necessarily a direct sequel or anything.
Okay.
So that's interesting.
Yeah.
But the main point that I wanted to bring this up is that the character of Jim is back. That has been fully like clarified.
Yeah.
And that is Cillian Murphy's character from 28 Days Later, which is super exciting because Cillian Murphy is one of my favorite actors currently. He's fantastic. He's in everything big. Oppenheimer was great. He won that movie won all of the Oscars that this last season. He was in the Dark Knight trilogy, a Scarecrow. He was in Inception in a very compelling role, in my opinion.
Red Eye.
Red Eye. He was fucking Peaky Blinders is one of like my all-time favorite shows, and they're making a movie about that too, which is a whole other thing that we can talk about on another episode. But yeah, so I'm very excited to see Cillian Murphy back. But the like I said, I can't remember if it was the producer or the director. The guy that said that it's not a like direct sequel said that yes, Cillian Murphy is back. The character of Jim is back. But in a how did he put it? It was essentially it was like the idea of he's back, but not necessarily how you would expect.
Okay.
So that's very compelling to me because I'm like, now I have everything flowing through my mind. Like, is he gonna be a fucking zombie? Like, is that how he's gonna be back, or is it gonna be like in flashbacks, or of some form, like there's another character that is like related to that whole first movie or something like that, or could it be he's like a hermit and that's just like the way that you're not expecting that to be, like he's like, you know what I mean, like there's so many different fucking ways you can interpret that sentiment that it's like I'm so excited just to fucking I'm excited just to read a synopsis about the movie when they put it out, you know. Because so many things are like so early in the phase of it. So
I remember seeing 28 Weeks Later in the theater with your brother.
Yeah.
And we immediately were like, well, they got to make a sequel to that. They're going to call it 28 Years Later. Little did we know it was going to come 28 years later.
Yeah. It was quite a while later. But they kind of did it. I think they kind of did it right in that regard. So
I don't
know. There's so many things that I'm just excited for, and man, dude.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty good.
I think that's a
pretty good spot to wrap this up.
Closing point. So
get one more
cheers
to the podcast. Triple B Podcast, Bourbon Belts and Blockbusters, episode number 2. We'll have a legit name for it when it comes out.
We will.
And yeah, like we said earlier, it'll drop next Sunday.
Correct.
The 2nd, is that's I believe that's
2nd, 3rd, yeah. I think right in that range.
I think it's the 2nd. But yeah,
every 2 weeks you should be seeing an episode from us.
Roughly,
and yeah, man.
Fuck yeah.
Great episode.
I'm excited. I think we got something going here. Cheers, brother.